Yep, we're good.
Okay. Attention. All right. First off, can I get an applause for virtual reality technology? There's a lot of interest in AI and stuff, but this is where we can still wrap our arms around VR and give it the hug it needs. All right, we got some housekeeping stuff to go through, and then we're going to get our speakers up. So I am DJ, I am the organizer of NYVR and the Chief Creative Officer at the Glimpse Group. We're going to have about an hour of presentations, and we're going to do our best to stay on time, but we have a lot of great content. I want to thank the Glimpse Group for providing the event space tonight. My CEO is not here tonight, or else we would give him a round of applause. Thank you to all of our volunteers, Anthony, Jean, Hasib's on vacation, and Jordan's down in Florida, but thanks to all of the volunteers, even beyond this list, that helped me put this show on. Jimmy is one of those volunteers. He runs KSVN TV and helps out with the live stream, and all of the videos are on YouTube, so you can go back and look at previous months. The link is in the meetup description, and if you can't make it here, definitely check out future months through that. The NYVR collaboration group. Oh, I forgot. How many people is it your first time being here? Congratulations, welcome. So I've been doing this since 2013, which makes me old, but it definitely is a lot of fun. One of the things that we've done from very early on is we call the NYVR collaboration group. For newbies, it's essentially an opportunity to find a couple people to work with on a project. I typically just pair a Unity developer with an artist and maybe a project manager and set them off on some kind of task. We've done it many times, and some of those teams actually went up to become companies and startups and lifelong friends. So if you're looking to get into the industry and you don't quite know how to get started, just come up to me at the end and I'll put your information in. I do have one current team that I'm actually closely working with. They're looking for additional VR Unity developers. We're working on a charitable project looking to build a solution to help people with autism. So if you're connected or passionate about that topic, hit me up. Future presenters and XR startups, we're always looking for amazing content. Hit me up if you are any of those. We also have an open policy on demoing tonight. Super excited to have a bunch of demos here. And if you just want to beta test something or just show what you're working on, door is always open. XR Guild, I think a couple folks are here from XR Guild. I think their next event is February 26th. Definitely check them out. And we have the Polys coming. So Ben and the crew, if you don't know about the Polys, it's WebXR Awards. New date is March 23rd. Definitely check it out. It's awesome. Art in VR. So this is a question to the community. So I have a long-standing tradition of holding one event a year where we just have an open forum for artists who are working in VR. I think a lot of the people that were at last year's are actually here tonight, and I'm looking for new artists to have a whole new show on that. So if you're an artist, if you have anything that's art-related, that's connected to virtual reality and augmented reality, hit me up. I'd love to put another one of those events up together. Favorite VR experience recently. So I've been doing this poll. Sneak peek, this is the latest rendition of favorite things. If you want to take a picture, it's great homework. I really enjoy the bolded ones are kind of the newer ones. All right, take a quick pic. Hey Aaron.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And then if you have seen something super cool, if you could please click that and let me know what it is, I'll add it to the chart. Super helpful. I really enjoyed checking All right, and who here is in the NYVR LinkedIn group? Raise your hand. Couple? Yeah, that's not so bad. If you're not in it, it'd be great if you could do that. Click that QR code too. We try and share most of our information in LinkedIn. Okay, I think that's it on housekeeping. I'm going to jump to our speakers. So we have 4 main speakers, but I'm going to actually have the demo folks come up to just talk a little bit about what they were showing if you didn't get a chance. They will be after the presentations. I'm sure they would love to show you what they're doing. So with that, Ari, come on up. Oh, I'm sorry, one last thing. After each speech, I'm going to have a QR code for Q&A. So if you have any questions, hit this QR code. I'll show it after each person. I get all the questions, and at the end of all the presentations, I curate all of the QA afterwards. So that's what that's for. Okay, Ari.
All right. Thank you, DJ. Thank you all here for giving me the time. My name is Ari Michel. I'm a hobbyist VR developer, and I'm very excited to be here. It's actually my first time here as well. And I will be showcasing my WebXR viewer. It's a WebXR app where users can manage, share, and view their 360 content. So the real value of my application is that you as a viewer can upload your content all from a single place, and then you'd be able to view that content across all your devices and easily share it via a read-only link. So that's essentially the whole app in a nutshell. I'm going to show a quick demo. So here we go. So we just signed with Google. Basically, you just get a file manager. It's kind of like, a typical file manager. You get all the normal actions. Here I'm just creating a folder and I'm uploading some 360 photos. So when I say sharing 360 content, I'm really talking about 360 photos and 360 videos. Okay, you can see, you can actually view them as they're uploading. And this would be the view from VR. So essentially you get the same interface, except for now it's just projected into a 3D environment. The idea here being you get a different interface for every type of device. Meaning you can share with anybody, and then whichever device they're on will get that content tailored towards them. And then you can just click on that share button. It will create a read-only link. And actually, if you pause here, if anyone wants, that did pause. Sorry, let's go back. Yep. So here we can actually, if anyone wants to, you can actually scan that link, and you'll be able to view that content as well. And I think I might actually view it. Yeah. And yeah, that's essentially the whole application. It's pretty simple, but it can be a pretty powerful tool in your tool belt if you're someone who works with 360 media a lot, if you're sharing with people or clients. Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. It's still in the early phases. I'm hoping to get the open beta out next month. So there's actually another QR code right here. If you want to, you can join a waiting list, and then you'll be emailed when it's released. So that's essentially it for me. I'll throw back to DJ. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. All right, next we have Ms. Stephanie. Come on down. Oh, and if you have questions for Ari, you hit that.
Hi, DJ. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Oh my God, so many familiar faces. I think the last time I was standing here, we were talking about ink and paint. Still continues to evolve and move forward as things tend to do when you're working on the cutting edge. What I have a beta for here is for a company that is in stealth mode. It is an AI company, but the core of the mechanics of it actually started in a VR game. And they were building, I was working with them maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and ended up pulling this part of the game out and evolving it into its own product. So, fun little VR start, and for all of those of you who are out here trying to make new things and they keep breaking, look at what's breaking and maybe turn them into something that's working. There will be plenty of breakage happening out. The beta QR code is outside in the other room for later. Thank you very much, DJ, for letting me try it out there.
Awesome. Thank you for showing up. Great. All right, I think now we can get to our formal presentations, and we're going to start with DJ Manning. Come on down.
Manny Flasso from Meta Horizon. How many of y'all have been to Meta Horizon? Oh yeah, like them hands. And put your hand on up, put your hand over there too. Alright. I've been making waves in the metaverse for about 4 years in Meta Horizon. I'm one of the first of many that have monetized ourselves without Meta. I do concerts in the metaverse. For the past 4 years, we've been doing summer jams and winter jams concerts in Meta Horizon, live streaming them to the reality. We've been selling tickets too, y'all, and Meta don't get a percent of that neither. I'm real big on it. My motto is stop thinking local and start thinking global. And I want to show you some more things. Which one is it? This one right here?
Yeah, forward arrow.
Forward arrow. There we go. Winter Jams 2025. We had Winter Jams this year, January 11th. And 2,300 user visitors on that day. $10 a piece. Y'all can do the math. Meta don't get a percent. And it's because a lot of us in the metaverse, we've been in there in Horizon making money in the platform without Meta before Meta monetized us. When I came in the game, I really figured it was more than a game. I really figured I could start marketing what I do in the metaverse, in Meta Horizon. So I started DJing. I was the first DJ, paid, money coming straight to my Venmo, my Cash App. Meta don't get a percent. I also brought in a store, and we started getting online sales from Meta Horizon. The first year, my online sales went up drastically from Meta Horizon. And for the past 4 years, I still have clients from the metaverse that order my products on a weekly basis. And not only that, they come to our concerts. What we do is winter jams and summer jams. It's multiple stages, and that's how I fit them in Meta Horizon. So if you know and you've been there, Meta, we're limited on capacity. My way around it is multiple stages. We sell out tickets by the stages, and our artists do like a tour in one night. And it's not just hip hop. We put country singers on the stage. We put Spanish artists from Argentina on the stage. Like I said, my motto is stop thinking local, start thinking global for a reason, and I'm manifesting it in our Meta Horizon. This is what we did this year for January 11th, 2,300 visitors at Winter Jams. And that's pretty big numbers for Meta Horizon. And like I said, when people paid for tickets to come to our event. So there's ways for a lot of companies and a lot of businesses to come into the metaverse to start making money. You all can do it. You can all bring your companies in and do like I did. It's not just me either. It's a whole community in Meta Horizon. We've had people sell assets in the beginning, right, Alexandra? Right? Right, Gene? Where you at, Gene? Big shout out to Gene. I met Gene in Meta Horizon. I met Fizz here, Chris, here last month, and he performed at our Winter Jams in January. And I want to show you a little video of him performing live. This is Fizz performing live at Winter Jams. His first time, too. I met him in December here, right, Fizz? And he came up to me at the Q&As and said, I want to perform, I do EDM music. So we had him come to rehearsals, and he did his thing, and the crowd loved him. And we've been rocking since. I got a lot of love for this guy right here, because he does more than music. And that's what the metaverse teaches us. Behind the goggles, you never know who's under them. You never know what else they can do. This guy right here, he makes, designs games for on that headset. Shout out to Customer XR, right? That's his company. And I never knew that. And in the metaverse, I meet people just like him that do this. This is Talk Nice to Nikita. She's singing live. Hear her voice? Like, that's live. From the headset. So she's at home in her headset, singing in her bedroom, her heart out to the people that came to Winter Jams. And big shout out to Talk Nice to Makia, because she sold some tickets at Winter Jams. And how the artists make money at Winter Jams and Summer Jams is they sell tickets, and we give them half of the ticket price. So a lot of the artists can make anywhere from 60 to 100 to 200 just to perform at our concerts. Not a lot of them making money off of the monetization, but at Winter Jams and Summer Jams, they can make that money. Key is all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. MIT Reality Hack. How many people was at MIT Reality Hack? That's it. I got Ben was there. Big shout out to Ben Irwin. Holly Awards coming up real soon. All right. Alexander was there. Luck was there. That's where I met Luck at. Fizz was there. We had a good time at MIT. Big shout out to Haseeb. Haseeb invited me to go to MIT to be a part of this panel. And I just spoke from my heart. I went on a panel and I spoke from my heart. My whole thing before we get to the concert the XR VR community doesn't know about MHCP community, and that's the Meta Horizon creators. You guys don't know about us, and we don't know about you. It's sad to say that December was when I came here and talked, and I learned about you guys. I didn't even know what MIT Reality Hackathon was. I could honestly keep it 100 with you. When I went there that Saturday, I didn't even know. I didn't even know what the kids were doing. I didn't know what a hackathon was. But I knew by the end of the week that I had to network with each and every person. Like, hey, Pete, I see you over there. He got a dope voice too. I met her at MIT. My panel, I spoke from the heart, and my whole thing is I want to bridge the gap between XR and VR. I really feel like it's time for my community and your community to come together. So while we was at MIT for the Rising Star demos, we decided to do a live stream video, one of the first. We had a live stream concert at MIT. Is the view of everybody and what they see. So basically we had a projector on the screen, and people were doing demos, and we had a real live concert. And I don't know why it looks like that. Yeah, so this is a live concert, so this is Alicia Minaj. So Alicia Minaj is from Argentina. I met her on Instagram, and this is her performing live at home at MIT Reality Hack. So she's hooked up to the PC with her mixer and her microphone, no headset, and streaming live at MIT Reality Hack. It was amazing. We had a great time. I met a lot of people. Can't wait to go back and network some more. These real talk. We've had fun. So next, what we did after that was, big shout out to Haseeb again. Haseeb invited me to be a part of Digital Fashion Week with him. That was real big for the metaverse community. We took it up a notch from doing music and concerts, and we got some designers together to have the first ever Meta Horizon Digital Fashion Week. And what we did was, we had a fashion show. I had Bubblegum Planet, Shea Arts, Eltrum, Scopes, and Cutie the Sweetest. They all made designs on Blender and Unity and Gravity Sketch. And we had some models, and we had a host, shout out to Writer's Pen. And they did their thing. And we live streamed it at Digital Fashion Week last Friday here in New York. Straight from the metaverse to reality. So like I'm speaking it and I'm manifesting it as we go. And here's a little piece of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, FIT Digital Fashion Week, the metaverse welcomes you. Mr. Voice of Choice, Presidential Pen, I have with you?
I am your host, Mr. Tushad, and I want you lovely ladies and
So
gentlemen.
Haseeb and Claire wanted us to do a New York style runway with some subways. So Fizz, big shout out to Fizz over there, Christopher Fonte and I got together with Haseeb and we made this world that you see in front of you. With the trains and the tracks, all inside of Meta Horizon. You can listen to it right now from your cell phones to the headset.
What we'll do is we're going to slide over here and just keep your eyes on the stage, keep your eyes on the prize, and you know what? Our first designer will be none other than Elton.
Eltram is one of the first creators I've met in Horizon World. He's about 19, 20 now, but when I met him, he was a kid in high school, and he was one of the best creators. We gave him blueprints to help us build royalty radio, and this kid was like a whiz. He could build anything he puts his mind to.
But there's a new, beautiful software that I use now called Gravity Sketch, and I'm loving it. So I named this collection the beginning because this is the first time I'm actually taking dresses in Gravity Sketch and importing to Horizon. So this brought new opportunity and a new skill that I found. And yeah, so the first dress I called Gold Plate. It signifies the start. Wait, my bad. The first dress is called the Pearl Rose. It signifies my growth and development. That rose is the Chinese rose.
I don't want to go over my time, DJ.
Tell us about this first dress that's coming in.
Wait, you can hear me?
Yes. Tell us about this
We
first
are
dress.
live.
Okay. So this dress, roses I use is a Chinese rose, and it signifies birth, growth, and development. And Blender and Gravity Sketch is my newfound skill, and this world and this collection has started.
The dress came out amazing. If you guys would like to watch the full live stream, it's on YouTube at FIT's Digital Fashion Week. And he made a lot of amazing designs on Gravity Sketch. So from the metaverse to reality, like, this is what he's doing, and this is what we're doing inside of Meta Horizon.
Yeah.
Okay, Meta Hot 97. How many people know about Hot 97 here in New York? Come on, David, I see one, few, just two, three. Hot 97, radio station. That's it? Nobody? All right. Hot 97 sponsors us in Meta Horizon. Big shout out to DJ Enough. If it wasn't for Enough putting us on and doing what we're doing in the metaverse, we wouldn't have got the sponsor. So on Spotify, you can listen to myself, Writer's Pen and KJ, interview a lot of the artists that we meet in the metaverse. We're syndicated on Spotify as well, and Meta does not get a percent of that either. But y'all can check us out, Meta Hot 97, streaming in 14 countries, 3,500 listeners in 4 years. I would say that's not bad for the metaverse, you know. But we're doing it. These are some of our past concerts, Winter Jams, Summer Jams, the Meta Connect concert. This is where we put all the artists that I've met in the metaverse in Meta Horizon, and we put them on one stage together for one night, and they rock out. This is Meta Grandpa, he's 78 years old, plays a guitar, he lives in Arizona. You know, I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for Meta Horizon. And he's like my old grandpa, I promise you. Like, I got a lot of love for that man. A lot of these people, this is Blue the Key, lives in North Carolina. He's in his 60s. He sings from the heart. He has a soulful voice. We also got Loud. Loud is from New York, and he's like an emo rock kid, and he does this great emo music. He's amazing. All of these artists I've worked with in the metaverse, and most of them I pushed for them to do music. And I hear, like, I have a talent in my ear, and if I hear your talent, I just gotta drag it out of you. I'm sorry, I'm rude like that. But I love all these people. They're more than friends, they're like family to me. And I met them all in our community. That's why I said it's real important for my community and your community to bridge the gap. So how I want to do that, I want you guys to help me. I want you guys to help me bridge the gap with Royalty Radio Presents Digital Jams. First ever XR, VR, Metaverse concert inside Meta Horizon. We got some great speakers. Look, DJ Smith, Paige. Yeah. We got Luck, Haseeb, Martin, Bert. I was really impressed about that one. But we're having it at the end of March, and I'm looking for more speakers, and I'm looking for more people to do demos. I really feel like it's time to bridge that gap. You know, we really don't know about each other. And I really feel like we could all benefit from each other if we knew about each other, right, man? I know you feel it. I see you. I see it in your eyes. I see it. But that's my time. I don't want to talk all night. I look forward to seeing you all again. My name is DJ Manny Flasso. You can all find me on LinkedIn and Instagram. And come to Digital Jams, you know? We're working real hard to get this going, and next year we're gonna have it in Far Rockaway, in real life, and bring it from the metaverse to reality for real. So again, my motto is stop thinking local, start thinking global. Y'all all have a good night, and thank you.
All right, thanks so much. You got any questions? Hit that up, and now we'll bring down Alex. Come on down.
Thank you. Thank you, DJ. Thank you guys for giving me the time. My name is Alex Melenkov, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Smart ID. Basically, the whole root on which the company is founded is I wanted to create a technology which allows you to identify yourself and share specific information anywhere you go. So let's say you go to a store, you go to the airport, you go to a conference like this, you want certain information to be shared automatically without you having to do anything, and you want it to be in control of what gets shared. You don't want it to just be everyone knows who everyone is, which is a lot like some of the systems that are out there. So that's exactly what this allows. And how I'm here in AR, VR, is for the use case of conferences like this. I imagined it to be as an AR experience. And also, why are universe here? No, not in the philosophical sense, but why do we come to events like this? Obviously, you want to find out about the new technology that's out there, what people are working on. But really, the main thing you're looking for is networking. You want to make connections, find the next coworker, the next company you want to invest in, the next investor for your company. We all know that famous quote, your network is your net worth. But networking is hard. You're in a room, I think there's over 50 people here, and basically there's no way to optimize that experience. You get there, you try to make connections. You're lucky if you talk to maybe 5 to 10 people and have a full conversation and actually find out a lot of information. But it's hard, and there's just no tools available that make that experience any easier. And also, I'm sure half of this room, including myself, is probably introverts, so that makes it even that much more hard. So how would Smart ID solve this?
In our world, connections matter. But networking today is like finding a needle in a haystack. With Smart ID, we've reimagined networking. Instantly see personalized details about those around you, and focus on the connections that matter most. Smart ID. See the future of networking.
So I imagined that experience, and I created a prototype on a pair of Rainy OX2s, which brings that to life. I could walk into this room, walk around, and as I look at all the attendees, I should be able to see their information, basically what was available for this conference. now, obviously, there's a few problems with the device for now. This is basically the first consumer available device that makes this possible. Now the idea is very soon down the line, there's gonna be a lot more coming out. Everyone in XR is working on these. This device is a bit slow, it's bulky. The screen is fairly small, the battery life is pretty short. The app itself has some drawbacks, but mostly because of the slowness of the device. So everything is scaled down, and you have to be like 2 to 3 feet away to identify the person. But basically, it wasn't possible less than a year ago. Now, there were devices for more industry. There are obviously VR devices, but not really AR in front of the eyes. And this is the first consumer available device that's out there, and like I said, everyone is working on more. Radio has the next version of these, that X3s coming out. They showcased them last month. Meta is working on the Orion glasses. Snap is working on the Snap, Spectacles 5. Google is partnering with Samsung to work on their Android XR version. Apple is working on a version, and all the major XR hardware players are going to have a version coming out probably later this year into next year. Now, one thing I want to focus on though, kind of during this event, is when I show this tech to people, I usually get 2 responses. First, wow, this is amazing, it's going to be an awesome experience. And then a few seconds later, after they had a little time to process, what about privacy? I think privacy is a big concern, and I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this from last year. A couple of guys from Harvard did a research project, and basically to bring awareness to this exact problem. But they took a pair of Ray-Ban Metas and paired it with the PrimEye software in order to create basically a system that could identify you out on the street. So you could walk up to a person, technically they could identify you using the PrimEye API. Now, it wasn't as big of an issue as all the media outlets that picked it up made it to be. A lot of the focus seemed to be around the Ray-Ban glasses. But the bigger problem was the PrimEye software, and the glasses are only making it slightly easier for them to use that software, or technically misuse. So PrimEye is basically a database of all the publicly available data, and their idea is you can find your information online, and you can try and either remove it, because you're looking for yourself, seeing old instances where you might appear online. So the terms of service is you're only supposed to look up your data. Obviously, these guys looked up all the strangers' data, and not what it's meant for, but it just shows how easily that could be misused. And just creating these databases of faces that's indexed can cause problems, and I think it's already causing problems. So how at SmartID can we solve this? Well, let's get a little more detail on how facial recognition works in general. So usually you have a device that's your device, and you're registering for some service. You take a picture of yourself, that gets encrypted and uploaded to a database, and then you have this database in the cloud of indexed biometric features for your face, along with your profile data that you want to share. And then when that blue box is some place that you want to go to where you want to share this information. So let's say it's the airport, and you're coming up to the security desk, and the camera would see you and will query against that database and identify you and get your information. Another thing that uses your face that has a completely different way that it works is something like Apple's Face ID. Here on your device, you're storing your face, and if you want to unlock your device, it just checks it locally and sees if it's a match and unlocks the device. This is something people are a lot more comfortable with using, and obviously because they have control over their device. I mean, you could be questioning how the validity of that data not being shared, but technically it doesn't have to be shared for that to work. But the problem is that method doesn't really work if you want to share data with someone else. When you go to that airport, you don't own those computers. When you go to the store, you don't have access to those devices ahead of time. But we have to get rid of that database that has indexed people's faces. So the way SmartID works is on your device, you'll have a user app. In the user app, you'll put your face, create profiles of all the information you want to share with specific businesses, places, meetups. And once you get to that place, there's going to be a device there. That device will talk to your device over Bluetooth or local connection. So there's no database. Your device is controlling what information, basically controlling if the other device gets any information and controlling exactly which information gets shared. Now, a small caveat for these glasses, obviously it's a prototype. You guys don't have the user app yet because that's not available. So for the glasses to work, I basically took all the attendees of this conference and I looked up anything we have on Meetup and LinkedIn, and I put that data directly on the glasses. They don't have an API, there's no internet connection for the glasses. It's all running locally and just matching faces against the preset list. I think I got about 80% of you guys. So not everyone will be on there, but basically it should work. So that's how it works. Some final thoughts. First, I just want to say AR is here. Now, I'm probably the least qualified person in this room to make that announcement. And there were AR features already out there. Obviously, AR through the screen on your phone, or AR through pass-through on a headset. But AR in front of your eyes that you could wear outside, I think that this is the first device, again, that's consumer available that can make it happen. And I think a lot of them are going to come out later this year into next year. But like I said, everyone's working on them. They're going to be coming out. So I think we should start thinking about what we can develop for AR in general. This one might be a little controversial, but facial recognition is inevitable because it's such a powerful technology that people will use it, and whether we want them to or not, and they'll somehow get the data, like for the premise data set, or for governments will get the data. So I think we have to figure out a way to control that use, and basically we want facial recognition to work only on our terms. We want to control all that data and control what information is out there about you. So maintaining that privacy is crucial, and basically we need to, as we develop these tools for whether it's AR and just in general, for when we think about facial recognition, I think we need to start really focusing on how we maintain people's privacy, and kind of the other side of privacy. I don't know how many of you guys remember when Google Glass first came out over a decade ago. And there was all the concerns around cameras just on people's heads, and as they walk around, there can be cameras watching you from every angle. I think we got past that. I think Meta did a lot of work there with their Ray-Ban Metas. I think that there are over 2 million units already sold. But privacy in terms of your data, basically this, if you put facial recognition software on your glasses, we need to make sure we really control that. And I think Smart ID can get the answer to that. So my goal is to build out that platform and have that be the ubiquitous platform that allows for all of the functionality of facial recognition without all of the drawbacks that come with traditional means of facial recognition. Now, if anyone hasn't tried the glasses yet, going to be over there at the desk. You can try them on. Like I said, there's some drawbacks. You have to be probably like 2 to 3 feet away from the person for them to work, but it works, and hoping to get it out more publicly soon.
Awesome, thank you. All right, any questions? Hit that QR code, and next we got Robin. Come on down. Oh, Robin and Laura. That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
put on a show, is how we roll. Sometimes, I mean, all right.
She's gonna wander too. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was told I would wander. Hello.
Hasib is actually on the live stream now. He was just texting me.
Great. Yelling at us to not wander.
Not yet.
All right. So a little background, we got into VR way back in 2016, like some of you guys that I actually know. Obviously, the world changing potential, it's all right there for you. You put on the headset and you know this is it. Like, this is the way we're going to educate everybody. This is the way we're going to game. This is the way we're going to do everything in the future. Forget all these screens. It's all gone. 10 years later, we're not there, but that's okay. Going way back, it was a very exciting time back in that day, and it was also really frustrating. And those of you who developed back then, you knew not only was the hardware frustrating, the software updates. It was nonstop. We're trying to push the boundaries, they're pushing updates, they're breaking our code. It was constant. And, you know, we muscled through it, just like those of you old timers in here who are still with us, you should give yourselves a round of applause. But we've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on just trying to update projects and fixing broken code because somebody dropped an SDK right before we were about to launch a product that's been there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't you rather have been celebrating the release than staying up all night fixing this stuff? Because, you know, we're all tired of it. So we knew this needed to change.
And it's even more complicated, I don't need my bad, it's even more complicated now. So, you know, our goal is, we dog food everything that we do, right? And our goal was, what if we can make this easier? What if we can leverage all of these amazing technologies, make them smarter, faster, more efficient, without sacrificing the most important thing, which is the quality and the creativity. So now we have a fancy video. A loud fancy video.
Of course it's loud.
Yeah. Of course, the audio was also very carefully chosen by Robin, that's right.
An audio person, it's very important to get this right. It's actually hard to speak to this with Zach. We're gonna like talk over this a little bit. There's a lot packed in here, the hundreds of that. It goes on and on. This is years and years of game development. We have worked with Meta, Giga, you name it, we've done it. We built all kinds of data systems for hospitality, medical, manufacturing. It's all in there. Everything we've ever learned is in this, not only from a code base, it's also a production pipeline process. So there's a lot to this. There's a lot of thought put in, object-oriented design-wise, and how it is that you're going to build your project, leveraging our expertise. So how does GrowKit Core work? First, it simplifies the design just with modular, simplifies the complexity with modular design. So this is going back to like all the principles of object-oriented design. You wouldn't just go off and like say, I'm gonna go build a project and start coding it. You would break it down into the core components and say, well, what is it that I'm going to build and what makes sense, and design that out. So by doing that, then you can take advantage of all of these magical roadblocks here, which would be, hey, I need to be able to move, I need to be able to have a count puzzle, I need to be able to do these things. But you don't need to know how to code, because we've already coded it. All you need to know how to do is configure it.
And I've learned recently that apparently Zelda is just all count puzzles.
Count puzzles, all the way up.
I could have built Zelda, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. GrowKit Core is designed to meet developers where they are. Beginners can use our roadblocks to start building right away, while experienced developers can benefit from the speed of low-code implementation and still be able to extend and modify models. This was very important to us as developers, because how many times have you downloaded something from the Unity Asset Store and you're like, oh, this is great, and then it's all locked up, or then you can't modify it, or then you can't understand it. Or how many times have you downloaded a sample project from some major headset manufacturer? And it's very specifically designed for this one use case that they're showing you, and it doesn't give you that ability to go, oh, I understand what you did, let me use it for myself. So we pulled back, and we look for that way to satisfy all these conditions of you're new, you don't know coding, you don't know how to do anything, how can you get started quickly, and then you're an experienced developer, how can you use this to not rebuild the same stuff that we've all built 1,000 times, and just get to the good stuff.
Our other focus was to be future-proof. So technology is moving very quickly, and we're adopting it as quickly as we possibly can, and putting it into GrowKit Core so that we can give it to you, but then also protect you from that rapid pace of development, everything moving and changing so quickly. So everything that we add in is isolated within its own module, so it's not going to break your code.
Exciting. So as an example right here, when you think about AI, how many AI companies are going to go under, get bought out? Maybe you just don't like the CEO, I don't know. You might want to change it. So in this example here, we're just showing you how you can just swap very quickly a module. So all of your code is connected to GrowKit Core, and you're going to swap a module.
Hope you are having a great time at Europa Park.
So as you can tell, we just got back from your friends. Nobody was there with us in Europa Park, as a matter of fact. It was a great time, right? So that abstraction saves you a lot of time because your stuff connects to us and then us connects to them. So if they go away, you put the new one in and then you just swap your module and your stuff works. Ooh, that sounds good. That means you can try out stuff. You can like experiment around with lots of different AIs. You're like, I don't know who's got the best voices this week. We can just try them out. We've also added AI builder assistant, so we have AI as a co-creator. So all of our stuff, if you think about object-oriented design, how that works, what is really AI doing, right? So this works out really well, that you can go in and say, I don't even know where to start. How would I build a medical simulation that focuses on like how to clean the room or something silly like that? You can put that in there as a prompt, and it'll tell you suggested modules to go do, and then how you could get started with the coding. And also, if you wanted to generate some code snippets, so you go and say, I don't know what I'm doing with this, like, tell me what to write. So that's leveraging the Unity base of development. So we're tying in our expertise in AI as well as Unity's base of knowledge in coding. And then design and functionality wise, just kind of like giving you suggestions on how it is that you can build your project. And this is your native project. This is a fundamental difference from a lot of things that you see online that are like, ooh, it's digital computing and AI. Yeah, a lot of times it's locked up behind their website and their servers. Whereas we're saying, no, it's your Unity project. You own it. You got it. You're going to ship it. You're going to do whatever you want with it.
This video doesn't like to move. There we go. Oh, there's gonna be noise in this one too.
Oh, yeah. You don't really need that noise. I think a little man, this will be great.
Yeah.
So, but remember the technical barrier, it really significantly cuts down the time to development. This project here was done in a weekend, and you can see there's just a massive amount of functionality in here. So this is how we won a meta hackathon, right there, by using our labor assisted library.
I'm feeling
Just watching the next one.
Home care helper. It's a great application. Someday we hope to find some funding for this one because it's pretty cool. But we've used a lot of AI in there. We're using the WIT on voice recognition, and it was also bringing back, with the intent, and then back on the voice out. I think it was 11 last. I'm not really sure about that. But we had a bunch of different components in there to showcase all of these different stripes of functionality that you could do, all done in a weekend. Pretty powerful.
So our goal is, like many of you guys here, we're trying to grow this ecosystem, we're trying to grow this industry, and what better way than to make it easier to make really cool stuff, right? So right now we have our open source tools are available. We're inviting the community to join, to make things with us, to contribute. As we continue to grow, we need to support that open source module, so we'll have paid subscriptions, paid advanced features that all kind of funnels into what we continue to create and how we grow the system. And then something that we focus on a lot right now and hopefully continue to in the future are our acceleration partnerships, where we partner with companies outside of spatial computing, right? We need to talk to people who are you guys, like lawyers and doctors are doing all right, but like I don't know, just zoologists or botanists. I don't know, I'm doing
Archaeologists.
Or like something. We need to go crazy, right? So so we're going into those other industries where there is no XR. They're not seeing VR every day. They're not talking about it, and we're helping them to scale up projects by helping them build their proof of concept or their MVP, getting them into the Grow Keep Core model, and then helping them hire their own developer. And instead of hiring like 10 developers, it's like, oh, you can do 1 or 2 and use this really robust toolkit to build what you need to build. So it's really about blending accessibility, scalability, and collaboration with everybody in the community. We're hoping to reach a wide range of users. We're focused a lot on universities right now. We're talking at colleges all the time. We're doing workshops and getting more people building. And again, not just computer science majors or Unity programs or game development programs, but like architects and math students and physics students and designers and artists and the whole gamut, because it really is doable. If I can do it, you guys can do it too. I have an art degree.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of success at hackathons. So we've XR Midwest, we had a group there that won the hackathon, and they had zero experience, and not even Unity. They never even opened Unity before, and they won a hackathon. That's ridiculous.
Because they're able to take their ideas and get something going with it. So then it's more about the idea than it is about that execution even in that short weekend. They're able to
Right.
show something so much more than what they could have done.
Right.
We love the hackathons, we've been doing a lot.
Yeah,
We would have been at
anybody-
MIT, but.
Anybody that can think through what they want can use Broken Core and build a solution around that. Now, initially, it's not gonna be beautiful, but you know what? You've got a proof of concept that you can work with, and you can go get some funding for, and then you make it beautiful. Because we all know the polish takes forever, but you get that functionality if there's someone's gonna understand your vision, and that's what you need. And that's what we need to like accelerate this ecosystem and get people lit up and doing this everywhere.
We still have one more slide, actually, a fun slide.
Oh, we're using a slide, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about the slide.
This is our, you know, if you're building an XR adventure and you have a grounded movement system, but the dude is so sad, he doesn't want to be on the ground, he wants to be flying. Well, that's really hard to code flying, right? Or you can just click that button right there and start going. So that's how easy you can take your idea, you're turning your creative vision and make it a reality in your XR project. So that's what we got, Broken Core, open beta. Find us, sign up for it, tell your friends and family about it, and we're also going to be demoing some secret new stuff coming out, our co-location for Rocket Arena mode later today, if you want to come find us.
Yeah, Rocket Arena, so you know, we're also game developers, right? This is like where our passion initially lies, and you know, how you get into this is pain and suffering. And also, you recognize over time that in order for you to contribute to an ecosystem and grow the ecosystem, you've got to leverage what you're really good at. We're really good at building stuff, and we're really good at like cutting our teeth on everything new that comes out and figuring it out. So Rocket Arena is the absolute most ridiculous cutting edge stuff where you are all wearing your avatars, you're running around in the same space, co-located shared space, full physics, full hand tracking game, and you know, verticality in the game, like we're everything. Scene understanding, you name it, technology, it's probably in there. Mixed reality, probably didn't say that one. Of course it's mixed reality.
Of course.
Why wouldn't it be?
So find us later and try that and have fun, because we do the toolkit stuff, but we also have a lot of fun with the games.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the magic is if you can have fun building your experiences, then whatever message you're trying to get across to somebody, and it could be boring, but if you had fun while you were making it, that's going to come across, and they're going to find it fun too, and they're going to learn something from it.
Yeah, we're done.
There we go.
We did it.
All right. Question? All right, questions, hit that up. And last speaker, Mr. Winslow, come on down.
I think they're for everyone.
Come on down.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone who's taught really interesting presentations. I think, yeah, this QR code is for everyone.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
for,
even though it says my name, don't lie.
well, no, you're upcoming. That's my reminder to say the right name.
Thank you. Is it possible to full screen it? It's not, it's just my OCD key. But if not, don't worry about it.
I
Just like I
actually-
can go like this. Where's the full screen there? Boom.
Is it-
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Thank you. So this is my bio, but let's just get right to it. I'll be telling you all these little bits and pieces through these slides. So currently I teach at NYU. I work at Tandon, but I teach at Tisch, so that can be a little confusing. If you've ever been to Building 22 of the NYVR, where they have the XR Guild events, that's where I have an office. We do a lot of interesting things with virtual production, different game engines, obviously maybe Unreal, some WebXR, a lot of AI, some volumetric capture. It's a really sweet space to check out. And the one thing it has in that word is space, which is really hard to come by in New York. So been very lucky to be able to be a part of that. And I've also been teaching at Teachers College, Columbia University as well. All basically creative technology, different types of game engines, and a little bit of AI in there as well. My background from a more sort of corporate agency perspective is I worked at RGA for almost 4 years, did a lot of collaboration with Droga 5 and Accenture. That's now one thing. and also worked at MKG as a creative technologist, and before that worked at the Barbarian Group as an interactive producer. Sort of understanding how different systems of timelines and budgets and how to be client-facing, which I then took to my own projects. Has anyone here been to Onyx? It's also a really nice space where they've got, they now got an LED wall that they're about to put back in there from the thing that they had at Pioneer Works. But it's basically a space where a group of artists can be doing different things in mixed reality, and they also do a lot of performances. I believe this weekend and next weekend they're doing their winter showcase, so definitely check that out. Onassis or Onyx. If you just Google Onyx and Onassis, it should come up. So after doing all the work on the agency side of things, I took, again, those systems that I learned, how to communicate, basically marketing budgets, but how can we be able to use marketing budgets to be able to tell stories that aren't to sell products, or sort of indirectly, because we are showcasing the technology that we're using in the experiences themselves. They can't be, you can't pull them apart from each other. If you're using a headset, then in a sense you're marketing that company. If you're using a computer, the GPU, the CPU, all these different pieces of the puzzle are all part of the marketing story. But without, the nice thing is that it's your own IP, but you get to work within the system that basically helps fund creation when it comes to these. And that's a hard thing to start practicing in your work, but if you can understand how the systems exist, you can take advantage of them as well. So I'll get into a little bit of that. After I quit my job at MKG in 2015, I decided to become a member of the New Museum Incubator in the second class. It's probably now, I would say, one of the most impressive displays of creativity from all different disciplines. They have a whole XR track. I was the mentor in the XR track in year 7. And right now it's new ink in this photo, but it's actually no ink, because this building doesn't exist anymore. This has been torn down. But it's about to be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's going to be even bigger and better. It's going to be pretty awesome. It'll be finished by the end of 2025. But anyways, so while we were there, Milica Zetz, my creative partner, her new reality company, and I made our project Giant. This wasn't our first VR project. We did some commercial work, and we did work each on our own individual VR projects before that. But what's unique about Giant is we place families inside of a basement during a conflict zone. We don't tell you what conflict zone that is. Milica grew up in Serbia, and she witnessed the NATO bombings, and so she wanted to be able to imagine, or be able to allow audiences who weren't familiar with that, who didn't grow up inside of a conflict zone, or any understanding of conflict like that, to be able to witness what that was like. So we have an English-speaking family, basically that tell their daughter that the approaching bomb blasts are in fact a playful giant that wants to play with her. If you any Succession fans here, this is Zoe Winters, who is Logan Roy's love interest in season 3 and 4. She's like his secretary. She was fantastic to work with. And obviously, nobody has experience working on these stages, and we didn't really either be able to shoot. This is one of the first examples of volumetric video that's being streamed into Unreal using a disparity shader. We worked with Framestore to be able to help make this possible, and basically using something called DepthKit, which some of you might be familiar with. And the final result was something that was it's like a one-act play, very engaging in the sense that you're there, we have haptics in the stool, but what we didn't have right then was the ability to get up and walk around or have any type of embodiment with hands. So proprioception was definitely super limited because, there wasn't a sense of immersion. It was a passive witness narrative. You're basically watching like a one-act play. So we understood that the credits would need to be both like half of indie film and half video game engine. We learned so much from the process. Not only how to build the narrative, but also how to get it funded and work with partners. With that understanding, we wanted to, as the controllers were then made, as we were able to actually have embodiment by moving controllers through space, we developed the narrative of the tree, where you witnessed the life cycle of a Cape Hawk tree, which is one of the tallest and oldest trees of the Peruvian rainforest. And we knew that as creators, we only had so much experience telling these stories, so we worked with the Rainforest Alliance to be able to tell a story from a first, not person perspective, but a first tree doesn't really sound right, but you can do it from the roots of nature, if you will. And it's really important for us to be able to partner with somebody who has experience in that, so we can make sure that even though you can never be a tree in real life, we could bring you as close as possible working with their biologists and scientists. Here's a little clip. Easier, I'm a fan of show, don't tell. That's what my English teacher told me. So let's show you a little clip of our friend Jeff getting in the headset.
Wait a minute. That's the seed that I'm planting?
That's the seed.
Okay, I hope this isn't playing a trick on everybody's going to leave and I'm just going to be here for 5 minutes. Oh. Oh. I'm growing. Oh, I see other roots of other plants. Hey, I'm getting near the surface. Here I come. Wow. Ah. Oh. All little insects carrying the leaves. Oh, fantastic. Whoa. Hey, I'm growing in a good forest. Oh. Oh, wow. Those are my leaves.
They definitely added a lot of Foley and extra sounds there, which makes it more interesting.
Oh, a colorful pear. Oh. Ah! Pear just almost hit me in the, oh my gosh, the moon. Look at that. Oh. Wow. Wow, the night breeze.
So we use multi-sensory elements.
No. Oh.
A little close.
Oh my.
So I don't want to do too much of a spoiler there, but it doesn't end well for Jeff. Like every tree. But there's a feeling when you exit a VR experience, you're still in that space. Where does the VR begin and end? Where does the story end and begin? These are things that are really interesting to think about. Really, the first moment somebody is in your experience is when they learn about it, when they first read about it, when they enter the floor of whatever festival or place you're showing it. So it's really important to consider the environment that you're showing it. If there's set decorations that are needed, if there's some type of role play involved, if there's docent training that is specific to a script. These are things that really help onboard people and also offboard people. So when people get out of the headset, they're left with a feeling of devastation, of anger, of frustration. So we want to be able to use that sort of liminal space when you're in and out of the experience to be able to give them a physical takeaway. And with each one, we enumerate them. So it's also handy for us to know how many people went through the experience whenever we show it. But also there's a QR code which has been used by the Rainforest Alliance for 4 years in that specific purpose of not only educating people but also for raising funds. And it's really hard to know exactly what experiences, what impact you can have on people. And so there is one metric, unfortunately, and that can be like financial metrics. We want to say that we impacted the people that came through, and a lot of people have cried, but at the end of the day, we get like, how many tears was that? And like, oh, yeah, okay, that's good. It's a weird thing too to have when you see people cry, it's like it's an awkward feeling of, oh my God, you shouldn't be crying, but also they appreciate the work and they felt something in the experience. So think about how you can utilize offboarding with some type of physical takeaway. These are all the different partners. With each project, we generally work with people that we've worked with before, as well as adding new people. Shout out to Dario. Always like to give him a shout out. He was at Vive when we made this project, so they were hugely important for the Vive. So thanks again for that. And when it comes to these experiences, we also use multi-sensory elements. Really, we control them through OSC on the timeline. It's basically just a switch that says on off for the fan, on and off for the heater. And so it's like on rails, kind of how Disney would do it, where it's almost like a dark ride, if you will. Everyone gets in at the same point, exits at the same point. What you choose to do in that time is really up to you. But these things will trigger at the same point for every person that goes in, as well as subpack, which is basically simulating different parts of the experience of growing and also the devastation at the end. We also work with O-Widgets. Now they went from O-Widgets to OW Smell Make Digital, and as of last week, they now are called Hint. Check them out. We worked with the amazing scientists and inventors from here. It's based out of London. this is one of their old prototypes for delivering scent at different points of the experience. And if scent is done well, it can really immerse people into the narrative. If it's not, they'll forever remember it in maybe not the best way. So it's definitely a dance when it comes to all these different elements and how we incorporate them. Also, it's difficult and it's not always cost effective to bring a whole setup with you. So wherever we showed, we would do a unique design, either working with the teams locally or bringing our own experiential design through different things like floor elevations in Google SketchUp or in Autodesk or AutoCAD software. So after that experience, COVID happened and it kind of destroyed the entire landscape. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. Super unfortunate, but it allowed, I think, a lot of new projects to get incubated. In this, we worked on Forager, which is, to the best of our knowledge, the first example of time-lapse photography of mushrooms and really things that grow in space through photogrammetry. ScanLab does LiDAR scans, and I'm not sure of too many other people that do are mixing photogrammetry over time. So basically, we've seen time-lapse of mushrooms, we've seen volumetric capture of mushrooms, but what about volumetric time-lapse? So that was an interesting place for us to research. We spent about 2 years, nights and weekends working on it with some grants, and then came up with something that, using this device here, working with a small hole mushroom farm in Brooklyn, we were able to create our own system of basically a turntable that simulates 160 cameras, because it's 5 cameras times 40, little pieces of the rotation, and that, if you do it fast enough, if you do this in 10 minutes, the mushroom will actually change geometry enough so it messes up the photogrammetry. So we got these done in about 2.5 minutes. Where's Andy? There he is. So we worked with Andy. He was at Small Hole before. It was great to be able to collaborate. And that was an awesome, awesome place, Small Hole. And so this is what it looks like when we actually reconstructed it. Here you have the dense point cloud. We took this from Reality Capture, who was also one of our partners. It was really great to work with them. So then we can remove basically we have like ground control points and different types of markers that allow us to understand where it is in space so we can align each model through time. Here we also have the QR codes, the codes which we then can remove in Houdini. So once we get the model cleaned up in Houdini, then we bring it back into Reality Capture and reproject the textures. It's super complicated and so much work, but we eventually got something that we were able to then grow mushrooms in 3D. So each frame is 30 minutes, and so we're doing 24, basically, it's 1 second is every day. So it's super, 1 second is, 2 seconds is 1 day. So that was, we made a whole VR experience from that. First we got funding to be able to make that version. And then we started exhibiting it out, mostly creating this experience in Brooklyn, near the NYVR at the Small Mushroom Farm. It's also been around not just as a VR experience, but also as a research project. So we work with Dell and NVIDIA, not only as a live stereoscopic through the Sony Spatial Reality Display demo, but also as a white paper at SIGGRAPH in 2023, and also as a demo for Omniverse with NVIDIA. Here's what the experience looks like. We work with David Benjamin, architect. It's also based in NYVR in New Lab. And we worked with Ecovative that created these mycelial bricks. And that is, we wanted to create an organic shape using this. So this is South by 2023. And we also, as the other experiences, have the elements of wind, which you start out as a spore, so you go through space. You feel the wind. Wind is something, there's no 4K wind. As long as you have wind, it doesn't matter. There's no resolution of wind. So these things are really great to use. Try using as many off-the-shelf, different haptic devices. As long as people can't see it, they're not going to be like, why are you showing a fan that would normally be used if you have a flood in your basement? Nobody has to know. Hide it. It's all part of the magic trick. So, and we also experimented with laying down. So we play with if you don't feel the own weight of your body, you can really start playing with which way is up, the orientation of the user. So we really flip you all around in this experience, and because you're not as aware of the heaviness, the weight of your own body in space, we really sort of play with orientation, which is really fun, and I strongly recommend people Again, we give away a physical takeaway. This time, we work with the Fungi Foundation as is really our sponsor or our nonprofit partner to be able to fundraise for them, oak growth forests, and also to be able to allow people to understand. Wherever we show this, we print out a little map of oak growth forests that are near. And then I'll just quickly finish up. A new project I have is taking sort of all these different, I do a lot of stuff in capture, but there's plenty of things out there right now. Again, you've seen traditional capture traps. I was working with an artist from Nat Geo 2018, and he showed me all these different all this footage he had of the Florida panther and these cool boxes that could capture it. But I'm like, what if you captured it volumetrically? And so I'm working now with Fuji and some friends to basically build out a 40 camera rig so we can capture animals in the wild. So it's 3D animal portraiture. It's not filming them on a green screen. It's like, let's get them in their own element. So this is my cat, Chef. So this is a test that we did using a much bigger array of cameras, but the thing with photogrammetry, this is photogrammetry. I love photogrammetry for certain things, but when it comes to any type of reflection, any type of hair, it is terrible. But meanwhile, splats, ooh, look at that. You can, all the little detail that we have. So that's something we're actively working on now, and we actually just got a Noxon turntable so we can simulate an array of 160 cameras with our 5 cameras again. But yeah, happy to chat with anyone about any of these projects, and thank you for listening. And this is my LinkedIn if you want to check it out. Thank you.
Amazing projects. Awesome. All right, let's have the presenters come back on up, and we'll switch to our QA form, and we'll take any questions. I got a few in my phone here to start with. Line up there. Come on over here. Alright, I've got a couple in here already, hopefully some more come in. First one is, Ari, how do you become a beta user?
Well, next month I'm gonna make the beta open to anybody. If you want to use it right now, I guess you could come talk to me, but it's still very unstable, so if for some reason you want to try it, I can add you. But the open beta will be next month, and the way you join that is I had a QR code. If anyone wants to come by my booth afterwards, I'll put it up again. You just put your email into the waiting list, and then you'll be emailed as soon as it's released.
Cool. You can also put it on the meetup discussion board.
Okay, I'll do that too, yep.
Yeah. DJ Manny, the upcoming event, how do people participate?
You can contact me on LinkedIn, and I can send you a link. We also have the flyer that was up on tonight, so we'll make sure we put it somewhere for you guys so you can see it. So I look forward to seeing it.
Okay. Robin, is your kit compatible with Unreal?
No, it is not. It is based on Unity. We have had many requests to take the same concept with Unreal, so we'll explore that at the end.
Okay, and Robin, this would be a great thing for high school students. Are you in touch with any schools or school systems?
Oh, yeah, Naughty University, I'm speaking at Columbia on Monday, as a matter of fact. If you have a university school, you want us to come out to a workshop, we have 2 applications that you can build very quickly, and it takes us about 35 minutes to build one of them. It's just click, you're done. Like a dragon egg experience, the other one's a museum art thing where you have to figure out what's the right stuff in there. So we've been building out lots of quick examples so people can just get some ideas out there and try them out. And we know that's really helpful for students because they can have success early and build that ramp of building what they want to build.
Okay, last one for Robin. How hard would it be to add GrowKit to an existing or legacy project? Is it progressive framework, something like Glue, or more on the Rails approach?
Absolutely, you can take whatever pieces that you want and add it to your project. So maybe a movement system, maybe just a movement system. If you want to add AI models, you can do that as well. So whatever know, what we need out of the project, and it's still going to be very beneficial for something existing, because you're going to get a lot of speed when you go back and you change it again and again and again. For version 5, 6, 7, as we all know happens in our life.
All right, that's everything I got on my phone, and that's the end of the show. Just want to extend a final thank you to all of our amazing speakers. All right, that's it for the show. We'll be around till 9 o'clock, and we'll be back on stage next month, so hope to see everyone then.
Coming in.